All right, so this demo is going to be talking about how you can kind of play around with your collage pieces without having to actually physically do stuff. Though I'd still recommend you gluing stuff down if you want to play around and experiment with things a little bit, particularly color and whatnot. There's this app called Glitch Photo Camera. So this hopefully will be up in self service today, but what's going to happen is you're going to then either take a picture or have a picture that you've already taken and edit it. So I'm going to go in here into my recents, and here's a couple photos that I'm going to potentially play around with. I'm going to go in for this one. I think this one's an interesting one. And so in this photo, what I can do is I can go and I can edit stuff like, we'll say in this case, contrast, I believe. Yep. So if I want to play around now, what I did was I just basically laid down my imagery flat on a table, took a picture of it, and then I'm just kind of bringing it in and playing around here. So here's my, my color, right? It's like kind of toying around with changing that. Let's go back here. My brightness, that's obviously too bright. I don't like that. So you can slide over. You have different options. It looks like some focus control stuff as well. Just a bunch of stuff for you to play around with. And just kind of see what you can do. Now, these are cool. You can also rotate and crop. So if I was like, okay, this is a little bit, I don't like this edge up there, I could go in and crop that. But even better than some of this is some of the little effects that are built in. So if you go in here, here's one effect, and you can kind of see you can mess with the amount that this glitches. So if you go the full way, you're gonna get a pretty crazy, like right there you can see. But I think some of the better ones are where you kind of tone it down a little bit, and just kind of play around with the level of the glitch. So that's just something I've been kind of toying around with. You can see here, just kind of toning that down. It's still glitched a little bit. The app on my phone was actually working a little bit better than this one is. But you can still see I can kind of play around. So this was a cool app just to kind of take a look at. If you have Photoshop and you know how to use that, like that's something else you could also do. There's a bunch of different things you guys can kind of play around with. So and just see what you like. So like I said, the one on my phone was a little bit better. I think that one was working just a little bit better. But the options are there for you to kind of play around and see what you can accomplish with these effects. And then when you're done, you can basically share this to your camera roll, and I'm just gonna say okay. And so then that one's saved. Then if I want to start a new one, I just go back and I can go and select a new one to pull in here, and mess around with this one as well, and just see what again what's possible, what can I do, and just kind of mess around with your collage effects and experiment.